Hey guys, welcome back to Half-Life 2, the beta, the leaked beta to be more in fact. Anyway, so I did a little bit of a series on this last year, I believe it was, or maybe 2 years ago, I don't know. It's been a while since I've actually gone back onto Half-Life 2, the beta version of it. And basically I wanted to go on to the E3 stuff of the beta that you can actually see in this leaked beta. Pretty much, there's quite a few videos of the E3 footage of Half-Life 2 being released and being shown and whatnot, and there's quite a few differences from what you can see from the E3 trailer to then the E3 footage to then the actual retail game. I've played Half-Life 2 and obviously the mods around it, loads, like Left 4 Dead 2, Gary's mod, Team Fortress 2, all that stuff, and I've obviously played the Half-Life 2 in the episodes as well, and the beta is really fucking interesting, and it's one of the main games which really makes me inspired to go searching for betas, prototypes, alphas, and just tech demos of games, because I love seeing differences from like the earlier versions to the actual retail version of the game, because sometimes things can be so different, like it just changes the game. Sometimes things can be different in a good way, in a bad way. It's really interesting. Like we've already explored with the Half-Life 2 beta, a lot of enemies were cut out, a lot of weapons were cut out, a lot of missions were cut out as well, levels or chapters were cut out as well, such as the Borealis and like the Wasteland and all that. But anyway, so we're going to get into the E3 stuff. So we need to type in maps, there we go, and this list here, as you can see, the bug, starting from the bug baits, the E3 Strider stuff. And now I do know that the lab stuff doesn't work. The Fizztown stuff does. The seafloor stuff does as well. But we're just going to go ahead and go into the bug bait one. So we're going to go map E3 bug bait. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so hopefully this will work. If it doesn't, then I'll cut it and I'll go back to the next one. So hopefully this does work. I didn't try the bug bait one when I was testing out a couple of days ago, because I was really intrigued on actually trying to get into the bug bait stuff. Oh no, there you go, it crashed. Okay, so sorry about that. That does happen. Basically, it's a shame really, because you know it would be cool to see the bug bait stuff. Now I believe the bug bait stuff was using the bug bait ball and actually commanding the antlines around, and also one of the main things about the antlines was that they were actually differently textured from the retail version. I've shown a few splash screens of the antlines in my playthrough I did of the Half-Life 2 beta, but I'll show splash screens and whatnot. But anyway, let's get into the City 17 E3 demo here, and I'll show you what differences there are. If it loads, that is. It should load anyway. There you go, yeah, it has loaded. Okay, cool. Okay, so here we go. So we have the City 17 beta here, or the beta, and the E3 footage of it. Well, not E3 footage, but the actual E3 game of it, shall we say? And one of the main things that you'll realise is that it's a lot more cinematic than what the retail version is. I've explained this to quite a few of my friends actually, and I've explained this to in a lot of videos, is that in the E3 stuff, there's a lot of differences. E3 stuff shown in games will be a hell of a lot more different than they will be in the actual retail game or the final release of the game. One of the biggest frauds of this, well, it's not really a fraud, but one of the biggest frauds, the biggest lies of this would be Tom Clancy's The Division. That's another video for another time. I will be explaining through the differences of that. But in the E3 demo of Tom Clancy's The Division, the whole of New York was to be explored. But in the retail version, only a big sector in the middle was only explorable. And I've been playing it recently on the Xbox One with my brother, and it's totally different. But anyway, we're gonna get into the game, and hopefully it should be good.
Remember when we thought Black Mesa was as bad as it could get?
So, as you can see, it's slightly... It is very cinematic, and obviously in the E3 footage they would come across and be like the person would look at Barney here and he would say his line. But the thing is though, what's kind of funny is that they don't show this area, and that's due to the fact that they just don't want. Well, obviously, because you weren't able to play this part, which is quite hilarious. So obviously, the only camera was allowed to be shown was obviously around here, having a firefight with the Metro Policer. So anyway, let's carry on. So, what's quite interesting is that you had a very, very limited amount of ammo in this, and I don't know how the guy did it, but he really, really managed to make it so that he got his shots completely correct, which is quite interesting actually. He was a very good shot. But anyway, so we'll kill the Metro Police first. We'll just look around. Now, one thing I have noticed is that the Metro Police SMGs aren't actually going off properly. Just knock that down. The turrets are very, very different from the retail version. So, obviously, you weren't able to play this at all, really. It was only to show off like the cinematic parts and whatnot, because you have limited ammo, and it's very, very hard to actually try and kill every CP here without having to actually go into the console and actually type in Impulse 101, which I'm going to do now. So Impulse 101 gives you all the weapons. So there we go. I'm just going to kill these guys very, very quickly. Oh god. Now, this version was also, well, obviously this E3 footage here was also to show off the citizens and how they would run around and whatnot, which is also very interesting. They really, really did show off the... they really, really, really did like showing off the squads and also the citizens, how they would move around, like pretty much the AI, which is... It is pretty neat. I have a feeling that the AI in this version, or the beta version, was a lot more intelligent, shall I say. They're a lot more squad based than they are in... Yo. Oh, okay. God. I never saw this part. Yo, okay. Okay, so we're back. So sorry about that. I accidentally loaded in the bug bait map, which obviously isn't working. There's a couple of patches for this beta version, and one of them just completely breaks your beta. So I'm not really gonna do it, really, to be fair. But anyway, we're gonna try and activate what just happened. Then it seemed pretty interesting. Oh, is Barney coming? Standoff citizen generic. Yeah, see, there's a lot of things that won't actually play properly. The beta is very, very fucking broken. It is very, very broken.
Remember when we thought Black Mesa was as bad as it could get? Cover me, Gordon.
I want to emphasize that these are not scripted sequences.
Let me just kill this citizen quickly, because he can't. Strange. He's not actually dying. I want to have that fucking gunship come back and actually completely... Ah, okay. So there's actually nothing there by the looks of it. Maybe it's over here? No. Give me a sec. Let me try something. Impulse 101. Let me kill those two citizens very, very quickly. No, they're not dying. Huh, that's quite interesting, that. Okay, so we're just going to get on to the next map, which is... I'm hoping it works. E3. Okay, map E3 city.02. Hopefully this does work. It probably won't. But if it does, if it doesn't, then I'll just cut to the next map most likely. No, there we go. Okay, yes, this is the one I do like. Okay, so basically this map here, or this map here, or this little sequence in this beta, or the E3, would be showing off the citizens and then also showing off the striders as well. Now, what the guy would do is, I believe he would just stand around, look around and whatnot. Yeah, look at that. And then he would go over, and then pretty much what would happen is that the strider will be coming out of here anytime soon. Basically what happened is that you saw citizens come in, they'd stand here, they'd disappear, but then they'd come running back. If we go into Impulse 101 very quickly. So as you can see, they're coming back now. Screaming Strider. So as you can see, no damage whatsoever. Now I believe there would be citizens standing on top of there because the Strider does destroy this little walkway here. Because it doesn't actually, you can't actually kill the Strider. Yeah, see, it would do that. But I don't think any citizens are there to do anything. There is a citizen stuck there as well. It is quite interesting, really. And these citizens would run off. I will admit one thing, and that is the fact that Half-Life 2, especially in the beta and when it was leaked, it had more of a ominous feeling. It had more of a horror-like feeling than it does nowadays. As you can see, the Strider isn't doing anything either, which is a bit of a shame. The Striders, from what I can tell, are definitely the same as they were before. Well, as they are in the retail. So this is really it for this City 17 version of the E3. Obviously the main things, like I've pointed out before, is that textures are different. Obviously citizens are a lot more different as well. I mean, in the retail version, these kind of costumes were really for like the refugees of Half-Life 2. As you can see, they are using MP5s, which is another different weapon as well. From what I've noticed as well is that the icon for the normal SMG you get in retail and also in beta as well is different. things are very, very different in this beta version. It's very, very interesting. I do love this leaked beta. Obviously, it was illegal at the time. You know, some Russian guy hacked into Half-Life 2. Well, no, Half-Life 2. Valve's. I think somehow he hacked into Valve, and then he got the leaked beta, and he got the beta, and he just fucking leaked it out. And to be fair, if he didn't do this, we wouldn't have seen what Half-Life 2 was like. But because he did do this, Half-Life 2 was changed dramatically. It was changed so much, and in a way it's a shame, but at the same time it's really fucking cool to see the differences and whatnot. So yeah, this is really it from this map. Let's move on to the next map, which I believe is... Oh, sorry for hitting the mic. E3N. So yeah, basically what the person would do showing off the E3 is that the bug bait one would go first, and the two Half-Life 2 maps would then go, and then we would get the map E3/end. So this is the ending of the E3 footage or trailer for Half-Life 2, and it is quite creepy and it's very, very cool. Now, what's quite interesting actually is that I'm actually just on a cube that's going forward.
There you are. I wondered what was keeping you. Hope you didn't have any trouble finding me. Uh-oh.
And then the Half-Life 2 logo will appear, I believe. But funny is that there's a massive error, and as you can see, there's just it's pretty much just a square with a background in the middle. So they are cutting a lot of things, but oh no, yeah, see, if we, yeah, see, you can just see there's a big square there. We cut. That's what we were standing on, actually looking at the E3 trailer, or the Half-Life 2 logo. So this is it. This is literally the map. Just does that constantly, and it will fade into black and whatnot, and it's quite interesting. But anyway, let's go into the. God, what should we go into next? Okay, so we can't go into. Okay, yeah, we can. We can go into E3. Oh no, wait, I need to type in map. Sorry about that. Type Gurlius. Gurlius, I think it is. Gurlius, I don't know. So, this is quite interesting, this map. This map shows off a lot of the... It shows a lot of the weapons. It also shows off a lot of the... NPCs as well. Now, for some reason, I can't actually scroll with my mouse to select my weapons. Give me a sec. Let me try and see if commander mode, weapon integrate, previous weapon. Yeah, see, I can't do it for some reason. Let's try with. Nope. Sad, really. Okay, so this is obviously the beta version of the Combined Soldier. As you can see, he's a lot more different from the retail version. I believe in one of my parts of my playthrough I did show off the soldier, but I'll show him off again. I believe this was to show off the ragdolls you can have in Half-Life 2, which is quite interesting. One of the main things I will say is that the ragdolls, the bone structures for... I'm actually clicked into it now, got that. One of the main things that... One of the main things is that the models were very, very stiff in the beta version. This is Barney. He then starts to walk with you. I don't know what this platform is, but it's very cool. I believe this was to show off the shadowing, maybe? It looks like a helmet. It looks like a Black Mesa Guard helmet by the looks of it. Anyway, let's carry on. So let me go into God mode quickly. Now, this shows off quite a few enemies that aren't actually used in the retail version. Manhacks are in the retail version. Ooh, bug bait. Yeah, that does nothing. The sounds of the bug bait are different as well, but I think I've already discussed that. Let me go into Impulse 101 and just look at these enemies. One of the main things you will notice that this is the assassin a Combine Assassin. Now, Assassins were used in Half-Life 1, but in Half-Life 2 they weren't used. In a spin-off game, they were actually used, but that was like a on-the-rails shooter, I think it was. But in the retail version of Half-Life 2, these weren't actually used, and they don't actually have a death animation or any kind of ragdoll when they die, so they're just normally T-posing when they die. Yeah, it's quite interesting actually, and there's another variant of this assassin that we will see very soon actually. So we have two Metro Police here, and obviously another Combine, so we've already seen these before. Oh god, hello. Yet again, beta version of the Fast Zombie here. I've already explained that in my playthrough. We've got a Slam here. Slams are pretty much the same actually, in terms of them compared to the retail version. I think the sound when you drop it is different. Yeah, that's quite interesting. That we have an Ice Hack here. That was never used in the retail version. That was used on the Boy Alice and whatnot. A Stun Baton. These are used in Gary's mod now and Half-Life 2 if you can spawn it in. A lot of the weapons actually, you can actually spawn them in because a lot of the beta weapons were actually left in the files of Half-Life 2. So that's quite interesting. So as you see, we've got a Poison Zombie here with Poison-Headed Crabs. Very different from the retail version. I remember when I did have my Half-Life 2 oh god. I remember when I did have my Half-Life 2 beta server for Half-Life 2 roleplay, we did use these models actually. Yeah, there's a download file for these. The faces for these are fucking creepy though. I mean, honestly, they're the most creepiest shit ever. Like, they changed it up to more like a skeleton-like zombie in the end, but honestly, this is fucking hideous and it is quite creepy. Like I said before, Half-Life 2, I reckon in the beta had a very, very ominous and horror-like feeling to it. Okay, so we have a zombie corpse or zombie torso here. The normal zombies, they were changed in the retail version. We have a towel cannon here, which is apparently a flare gun. So that's also not in the retail version. Another fast zombie, another Combine soldier, but this this little guy here, or big guy should I say, is actually a Half-Life 2, well, a Combine Assassin zombie, funny enough. Yeah, fast assassin, which is quite interesting. I like how they did that. They did a zombie variant of the Combine Assassin. So, obviously, in Half-Life 2, in the base game, the Zombine weren't actually in Half-Life 2, the base game. They were introduced in, I believe it was Episode 1, I think it was, yeah, Episode 1 or Episode 2. And I think it was Episode 1, yeah. And so it seemed like they had plans for having zombie variants of the soldiers in the base game, which is very interesting. But yeah, that's really it. You've got, oh god, hello. So you do have a, oh god, I'm stuck. Huh, interesting. You do have a, god damn it, give me my, okay, fuck it, whatever. You do have a, I don't know why I'm finding this so hard. I fucking tried it, there you go. My question is, can you actually kill it? I don't think you can, but anyway, let's go on to, we can't, okay, Hydra, this is a very interesting one actually. So, the Hydra was a thing that was never in Half-Life 2 at all. You saw this, I believe, after coming out of, you were supposed to see this after coming out of, the oh god, the fucking prison. Yeah, the prison Half-Life 2. There you go. I forgot what it's called. Yeah, pretty much you were supposed to see this after coming out of the prison in Half-Life 2, I believe it was. Maybe. I'm not quite sure. It might be somewhere else, maybe. But anyway.
There you are. I wondered what was keeping you. Hope you didn't have any trouble finding me. Uh-oh.
Now, one thing I will say here. Oh god, it's actually on a timed sound. That's kind of cool. One of the main things that you would notice is that I believe in some footage on the internet, on YouTube, someone released the footage of this, and basically, when the Combine Soldier came down, he was supposed to go, "Hey, what are you two doing here?" or whatnot. So he had a human voice, which was quite interesting actually, because I remember there's a lot of talk about, you know, the Combine Soldiers, not the Metro Police, because they're actually still human kind of, but the Combine Soldiers and Combine Elites, there's always a lot of talk about the law of having them having emotions and feelings and whatnot, but the way he comes down and talks sounds like he does have emotions, which is kind of cool. Alex, on the other hand, has not changed one bit. Her eyes are a little bit different, I think, but that's really it. Anyway, so we're going to get on to the next, yeah, we're going to get on to the next E3 map. Can't do the labs. We will do the Fizz Town, maybe? I don't think we can do the Fizz Town. No, I don't think we can do the Fizz Town either. So we'll do the E3C floor. I hope we can anyway. Would be kind of cool if we can. I don't think I did this one yet. No, I can't. Okay, well, we'll skip.